to see what being a single dad's like. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what it's like for your kid to be sick and, you know, they got to leave school, but you don't have to miss work or miss money. No, the mom does.
Posts like this just give off, I'm resentful for the situation that I created. Because ask yourself, why is it that your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend or whoever the hell he is doesn't live close enough to be able to leave work to pick up their children? Probably because when you left him, you moved so far away that it's nearly impossible for him to help you on the day-to-day and the daily routine. And you're resentful at him for not being involved enough, even though you've made it nearly impossible. But y'all will never hold yourselves accountable for doing this to the men and the fathers in your children's lives. And what this creator actually meant was absent fathers, not single fathers. Single fathers do exactly the same thing as single mothers do, at least the good ones, without fucking child support, without getting on the internet, looking for validation. They fucking eat that shit up and do the best they can. In fact, the majority of good dads would actually want more time, but again, because the mothers move so fucking far away and make it so fucking impossible for the good dads of the world to be more involved, then the women are pissed at the men not doing enough. I will never understand posts like this, because if you want him to be more involved, then you need to let him.
I really do genuinely love the fact that as a woman, I'm allowed to work. That's awesome. Love it. However, when we fought for that right, did we take into account being sleepy? Because I don't want...
I did not expect for all of you guys to agree with me in my recent video about how hard it is to date. I was actually hoping for some advice, but apparently all of us are on the same boat, and there's just no men out here to date. And that just leads me to the question of why. I know I'm picky as hell. Every one of my friends say how picky I am and how it's just it's going to get me nowhere. And I get it, but I also know what I bring to the table. So I'm just you got to be picky because I don't want to settle. And it's been this long. Why would I settle? But what is it about these men out here that's causing all of us in the comment section to realize that we're all single? Doesn't that seem a little strange to everybody that there was so many people that were commenting that they were just single too, and they have been for many years, and it shouldn't be this hard, right? Where are the good men? Also, the people in the comment section, men, that are giving us advice on why we're single because, and then it leads into something really rude and just judgmental. You're the people we don't want to date.
Truth.
Some girl time here because I have a serious question. How are my girls dating in 2024? Because I am not newly single. It's been almost a year and it's been great. But here are my dilemmas, okay? I don't feel like I leave the house enough for me to just bump into someone at a bar or a club or anything. We don't do that anymore in our 30s. And then I also am social, but I have to come home and recharge my battery. And I work so much that I'm not out all the time. No guy is going to hit on me at the gym because that's a no-no, right? And then also I swore I would never do a dating app. I hate dating apps, but I decided I might have to do a dating app because I don't go out enough to not have a dating app. So I tried the dating app and it was terrible. I told myself I'd give it 1 month and it was just garbage. So I'm just wondering, how are you guys meeting men out here? How are you guys dating out here? How are you finding your husbands out here? Is it through friends? Because my friends are not coming through.
Am I the asshole for rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband? I, 30 female, have been married to my husband, 32 male, for 5 years. We have 2 beautiful kids, 5 male. What's that math? I'm how long have they been married? I'm wait, how old are these kids? Okay, I got it now. We have 2 beautiful kids, 5 male and 6 female, and have a very strong relationship and are happy together. Recently, my friend, Lisa, 29 female, confided in me that she has developed feelings for my husband. This is juicy. She said that she finds him attractive and admires our relationship, and she asked if we would consider having an open relationship so she could be with him too. I was shocked and told her no, explaining that my husband and I are committed to each other and that we are not interested in an open relationship. Lisa got upset and accused me of being selfish.
Wait, what?
and close-minded.
What? What the fuck is going on? Are we taking crazy pills right now?
She argued that modern relationships should be flexible, that I was denying her happiness. Since then, Lisa has been distant and has been spreading rumors in our friend group, suggesting that I am overly possessive and controlling. This has caused a lot of tension, and some of our mutual friends are now taking sides. My husband is supportive of my decision, but I feel guilty for the drama it has caused. So, am I the asshole for rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband? We do have an update. After reading some of your comments, I decided to bring the group out for coffee and told them all about what Lisa said and the real story. I also showed them the Reddit post. After showing them, there were 2 girls that were still on Lisa's side. So I took some advice from the comments and said, quote, "Let Lisa fuck your husband, then you can be on her side." After that, everyone was on my side, thankfully.
Also, don't be friends with those girls anymore.
No, still.
Let's not.
You have the post, you have what Lisa said, and you're still going to be like, yeah, that's fine. Lisa should be able to fuck your husband.
Yeah.
That's fine. Lisa wasn't happy at all, and she started ranting about how it, quote, wasn't fair. She, quote, just wanted to experiment something new, and it wasn't even that bad of a request. You're making it such a big deal, which I didn't get. Me and the rest of the group have officially cut contact with Lisa, just hoping she doesn't try to reach out. We'll update if something happens. Also, just clarifying that Lisa also asked my husband for an open marriage. He also rejected it, saying that, quote, "Even if I was, I would never want to go out with you."
It is appalling to think about how a woman spends a man's $300 to $400 in child support every month on things like clothes for her kids, shoes for her kids, a winter coat, a haircut, birthday parties, camp, activities, the dentist and the doctor and medicine, rent, utilities, gasoline for the car, and then she takes the huge surplus that's left over and she goes to the mall and she gets herself a bunch of outfits, she gets her hair done, her makeup done, her nails done, and it's all on the man's dime.
I love how so many women love to make videos like this and try to make these men look terrible for wondering where their child support money goes to, but what they really do is out themselves for the types of men that they marry and that they put themselves around. Because why is it that you're so worried about child support? Why is it that you're not financially stable enough to be able to fund these children's lives with or without child support? In my opinion, the children should automatically go to whichever parent is more financially stable. But not only that, is y'all don't even think about the people that have 50-50. So 1 week they're at mom's, 1 week they're at dad's. Both houses are paying for food, groceries, medicine, and all of the things that you listed. But then you also listed rent and utilities. With or without children, you'd be paying rent and utilities. So it's not his responsibility to fund your lifestyle. But what really stands out to me is y'all always want to come at the men, but you never want to acknowledge that there's actually women out here that refuse to get a job, that want the ex-husband or the ex or the baby daddy to pay their way. They make a minimum wage job, if that, while their parents fund their lifestyle, while getting on the internet and bitching about how their baby daddy is a deadbeat. Even though she's getting $500, $800 a month from him, which actually covers her rent because she's renting from her parents and doesn't have an actual mortgage, or she doesn't have a car and she doesn't have all of these things, or she's even posting content online and then hiding those funds when it comes to mediation. But y'all never want to talk about those types of women. You want to just drag the men, and then when these men ask for proof as to where the child support is going, y'all don't want to because y'all know damn well that it's not going to the kids all of the time. Okay, bye.
I genuinely don't give a flying fuck what anyone else has to say. I will fight for my relationship until my dying breath. I will fight until there's no fucking fight left to give. And it doesn't mean I'm weak, and it doesn't mean that I've lost respect for myself. It shows that I give a lot of fucks, alright? I care about that person. It shows that I have emotion and courage, and I will fight for something if I believe in fighting for it. Too many people nowadays just give up, and I am not giving up. If people think that it makes you look weak, I would rather be perceived weak, knowing that I tried everything I could in my power to save the relationship instead of thinking, what if? If you're in your 20s and you're in a relationship, you do have to remember we are still so young. We're still so young. We're still kids, basically. We're still learning how to communicate properly. We're still learning how to actually love someone properly and in the right way and healthy way. I would rather go through hell and back. I would rather go through the worst patches of rough that you could ever think of with one person than I would starting with someone new. That is the problem with this generation. We give up so easily. Why? Why? We shouldn't. If you love someone, why aren't you fighting for him? It doesn't make you look bad. If you feel strong enough for fighting for someone, do it. Fucking do it, because they clearly mean a lot to you. Why would you let that go? If I had a dream career, I wouldn't give up when shit gets fucking hard. I would put in more effort to make sure I reach that end goal, which is the same as a relationship. Can you just imagine that feeling after all the hardships that you've been through throughout the years? You have your home together, you have children, and you can sit there and quite literally say, we made it. We fucking made it. That's what I want. That's what I want. I love so hard. And I love my boyfriend dearly. So much. So fucking much. And I would fight until my dying breath to make sure that we can save our relationship. If you wholeheartedly believe that that is your person, that is your soulmate, you will fight for him. The love is strong enough on both ends. You will both fight for it.
So my baby daddy took the kids away legally. My baby daddy wants me to pay child support to him, and he's gonna chase me down for it. My baby daddy tried to get me jumped. My baby daddy apparently got somebody role-playing, trying to role-play me. And so much has happened since. And my poor son is struggling in his transition, and he says that he hates being black. And so much more. So this is going to be a multiple part series, but I just thought those were the highlights that first came to mind. I wish my life was normal. Like, nothing happens normally. It's not like my baby daddy came with a fancy lawyer or anything like that. No, it's how trash my lawyer was. So how did I lose? So I made a Google Drive and I organized every piece of evidence, from the financial to the abuse, both physical and emotional, and I just organized so much. Then also how he's a shitty dad. I had all these different examples. Cool. So he was supposed to be prepping me beforehand, and the entire time that he could have been talking to me, prepping me, he was kikiing and laughing with my baby daddy about his career. That's unprofessional, unethical, and again, basis for a bar complaint as a victim of domestic violence, and it's actually on paper. 30 seconds before we get called to go inside, this lawyer goes, you know, things end like that sometimes. Hopefully the relationship was good. Can y'all envision, like, my panic when that man said that? Like, what do you mean? Like, I gave you a bunch of I'm like, it was an abusive relationship. He's like, I didn't know that. Fuck you mean you didn't know that? Fast forward to the trial itself. As you can imagine, none of my evidence was submitted. 75% of the trial was about my baby daddy's career, which I had given him enough financial proof. He didn't need to dwell on it that much. And I knew I was fucked when he was like, this isn't about child custody, it's about child support. Even the judge looked at him. And honestly, I could not control my body language. I'm definitely the type of person that if I stay quiet, my body does it, and it's just like. So you know how a lawyer's supposed to prep you, right? No idea his line of questioning. No idea. So when he asked me questions like, is he a good dad? Baby, I'm autistic. I cannot do this shit on the spot. I'm going to tell you the truth. And no, I can't read the room. I'm not a read the room type of bitch. That's ableism. Like, come on, bitch. How was I supposed to know I was supposed to say he's a good dad? I don't know the game plan. I just know the truth. Then I can't even speak. And he also doesn't counter any of the things that my baby daddy says, even though I write in the notes to him. For example, the judge asked valid questions, and I see how I looked given the lack of information. So it made me look money hungry. Little does she know that I was literally left in negatives. And how was I going to pay it? I had to do a lot of things. I've been selling goods, all these things, and I have a rent that I can't afford. I have medical bills from Cade's pregnancy that this man won't even pay for. So he did not bring up anything pertinent that I literally had proof of. Like, I literally have proof that this man is an ecstasy addict. Like, nothing. the conditions of the home, nothing. Okay, fast forward. Why do the kids get taken away? 3 factors according to the judge. 1, distance. I am far from Cairo's school, even though I work 5 minutes the street away from his school, but whatever. My transportation issues, at that moment, my car wasn't fixed. It's fixed now, y'all. And then this one is gonna be my favorite one, just because it's so ironic. But again, she didn't have the information. She believed that he would foster a better relationship. She admitted she didn't have much to lean on and this was a difficult choice. However, based off of my tone, my matter-of-fact tone, and the fact that I couldn't even bring myself to say that he was a good parent, even though my lawyer was probing me. So yeah, that happened. Now this is what happened at the hearing. Now tune in for part 2 about the aftermath. Part 2 of my kids got taken away. So as you can assume, everyone was in shock, but obviously if the judge didn't get all the information, such is life. I will tell you right now, at 6:07 p.m. is when the boys left with him. Yes, I will never forget. You know, there's just key moments in your life that you'll never forget. And like, y'all see like this house and stuff. Houses are a nuisance. I just spent all these years being a stay-at-home mom, like housewife type of vibes. This is really for my kids. Like the backyard right there, that was supposed to be for my kids. This was supposed to be, you know, he going to a bougie private school so his friends wouldn't be ashamed, blah, blah, blah. You know, from 6:07 p.m., I went in the backyard, blasted gospel, and like I journaled. And I just kept praying about it until I found some sort of solace, which was literally at 2 a.m. So my baby daddy does what the typical narcissist does, which is the smear campaign. I thought I had like made sure to protect myself from that, but somehow he infiltrated the circle just a little bit, out here lying. He called my friend, and my friend thought that he was actually well-intentioned, and was like, you know, Nelly, after what happened, I'm trying to talk to her. I want to give her more time. Mind you, I'm like, hey, can I get them every weekend instead of every other weekend? Because I never did that to you. I always let you see them every weekend. And of course, you know, he said no. He said no. So honestly, I broke down with my friend. Like, I still don't even know what he told her, because after that first sentence, I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Because it was just like, that was like the last time I allowed that man to really hurt me. And I mean, now, I'm not gonna lie, I've finally gotten to a place where if my baby daddy says something, you know what? If you heard something, double it, bitch. I don't care. I really fucking don't. Double it. I did that and then some. Now I'm back on social media because I want funds. My baby daddy want me to pay him child support, right? This is where your money will be coming from, because I don't got it. So next day, spoke to my boss and was like, I need a couple days off, but I'll make sure that everybody good. My boss was God sent, said, I will handle that. You know, that is one of the worst things that could happen to somebody. Take the whole week off. So that was Tuesday. I didn't come back in office till next Tuesday, and I needed that. That's the stillness that I needed, and I just sat there until I accepted it. I believe everything happens for a reason, especially shit like this that's very odd. I believe that I needed this. I needed this break because I had a traumatic childhood, then I had an abusive relationship, and then I had the kids, and I was trying to overcompensate for my childhood and because of how I felt about myself with the kids. So I haven't really lived for myself ever. And God didn't take me this far. All the things that I've gone through and accomplished, and just for nothing. I'm not meant to just be the angry mom, you know, like, so it's fine. You want them, you got them. Now in part 3, I'm gonna talk about how me and my baby daddy have been doing.
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.